We're not done with the chapter. Baxter, by the way, may concern the delicate disruptions of his own. His communication about that was presumably fully that he knew where to be playing. He never sought to attract her attention by looking at her, as he often did with other people. But touch her invariably. What experience he could have ever had of blind people or blind dogs, I don't know. He had never lived with a blind master, nor had Mr. Baxter the elder, nor Mrs. Baxter, nor any kind of respectable family on either side. I ever visited with blindness that I'm aware of. He may have found it out for himself, perhaps, but he had gotten hold of it somehow, and therefore he got hold of Bertha too, by the skirt, and kept hold till Mrs. Peybingle and the baby and Miss Slowboy in the basket were all got safely within doors. Mayfielding was already come, and so was her mother. A ship of an old lady with a peevish face, whom the right haven't observed though, lace and belt post. He was supposed to be most consented figure, and who, in the one sense of having once been better off, or of laboring the impression that she might have been, that something that happened was never did happen. And it seemed to have never particularly likely come to pass. But it's all the same. Was an on the punishing indeed. Gruff and Taglin. It's also there, to an agreeable when having sensation of being perfectly at home. It's unquestionably in his own element, like a festival salmon on top of a great pyramid. May, my dear old friend, cried Dot, running up to meet her. What a happiness to see you. Old friend was to the full, was hearty and glad that she as it really was, you believe me, quite a pleasant sight to see them embrace. Take a ton. As a man of taste beyond question, May is very pretty. You know, sometimes when you are used to a pretty face, how it comes into contrast comparison with another pretty face. It seems, for the moment, to be homely and faded. I mean, who deserved a high opinion you have had of it. Now, this was not at all the case, either with Dr. May, for May's face head of Dot's, and Dot's face head of May's. So, naturally and believable, that John Peybingle was very near saying, when he came into the room, He aunt had been born sisters, which was the only plumbing you could have suggested. Hackathon about as like a mutton, and wonderful to eat. Not tart besides, but we don't mind a little disputation, and our brides are in the case. We don't get married every day. In addition to these dainties, were the little Himalayan things, as Penny called them, which was keep flying nuts and oranges and cakes, and just small deer. When the week passed, was set forth on the board, thanks by Caleb Tushin Bunchen. Was a great one spool of smoking potatoes. It was prohibited by the small impact by doesn't any other nets. Hackathon. Gladys handed mother to the host of honor to the delegation of this place at the High Festival. The just also at Adern himself with a cap. Heckley to inspire the thoughtfulness and sentiments of all. Joseph wore her gloves. But let us wait and tell or die. Caleb sat next to his daughter, Dot, and her old schoolfellow were side by side. A good carrier, at the bottom of the table. Miss Slowboy was isolated for the time being, without any article furniture but the chair she sat on. But she might have nothing else to knock the baby's head against. As Tilly stared about her at the dolls and toys, they stared at her and at the company. The venerable old gentlemen, street doors, who were all in full action, so in special interest in the party. Was occasionally before leaping, when they were listening to a conversation. Then plunging violently over and over, a great many times, without halting for breath. The frantic state of delight with the whole proceedings. Certainly, if these old gentlemen were inclined to have a fiendish joy, the compilation and Hackathon's dismissed conflict. Sure, they had good reason to be satisfied. Hackathon could not get on at all, and the more cheerful his attendant bride came in that society, the less he liked it. Although he had just brought them together for that purpose. Well, he was a regular dog in the manner. Where was Hackathon. And when they left, and he couldn't, he took it into his head immediately that they must be laughing at him. Ah, May said that. Dear, what a changes. And that, all those May school days makes me well young again. I ain't practically old any time I use a Hackathon. Look at my silver plotting husband there, returned Dot. He has 20 years to my age at least, don't you, John? 40, replied John. John replied. And may mule to Mace. I'm sure I don't know, said Dot, laughing. But she can't be much less than 100 years of age on the next birthday. Ha ha, laughed Hackathon. Hollow like a drum. I laughed though. It looked like he could have twisted his neck comfortably. The idiot said that, only to remember how we used to talk at school about the husbands we would choose. I don't know how young, how handsome, how gay, how living. Well, not to me. An estimates, ah dear. I know whether to laugh. Okay. I think, what's it because we were? May seemed to know what to do, but the color flushed in her cheek and tears stood in her eyes. Even the fate themselves, little life, young men, were fixed upon sometimes and thought. We little thought how things would come about. And then fixed on John, I'm sure. And then there so much thought of him. If I had told you you were to be married to Mr. Tackleton, you would have slapped me, wouldn't you, May? Although May didn't say yes, Tim most certainly didn't say no, or express no by any means. Tackleton laughed, quite shattered, and left so loud. John. Mingle laughed too, in his ordinary good-natured and contented manner. Here's wisdom whispered to a laugh to Tackleton's. You can help yourselves for all that. You can resist us, you see, said Tackleton. Here we are. Where are you getting young bridegrooms now? Some of them are dead, said Dot, and some of them forgotten. Some of them, they could send them on us at this moment. Will not believe we were the same creatures. Will not believe what they saw was real. We could forget them so. No, they will not believe one word of it. Like that, explained the carrier, little woman. She had spoken with such earnest and fire that she stood in need of recalling to herself, without doubt. Her husband's cheek, saying gentle, when he interfered. Please hold still. Shield. Don't take his hand. But it proved extra toll. So she stopped and said no more. There was an uncommon agitation even in her silence, with the very Tackleton. How about his half-shut eye and the way upon her? Noted closely. I remembered on purpose to. May uttered no word, good or bad. Was sat quite still with her eyes cast down. Made no sign of interest in what had passed. Elaine, her mother now interposed, observing, in the first instant, that girls were girls, and bygones bygones, and that so long that young people young. And thoughtless. They probably conduct themselves like young thoughtless persons. With you, the other possessions of no less sound. Inconvertible character. She then remarked in a devout spirit that she thanked heaven that she was found her daughter May, a dutiful and obedient child, and that she took no credit to herself, although she had every reason to believe it was entirely owing to herself. With regard to Mr. Teganton, he said that he was in no point of view an undeniable individual, that he was an eligible point of view was alone to be desired. No one in their senses could doubt. She was very empathetic here. With regard to the family, into which she was soon about, had some location to be in. He believed that Mr. Tegaton knew that to reduce him first, and had some intentions to generality, and if certain circumstances not wholly uncontended. If certain circumstances not wholly connected, she would go so far as to say with legal trade. But to which she could not more logically prefer, had happened differently. It might perhaps been in possession of wealth. She then remarked she would not allude to the past, and would not mention that her daughter had for some time rejected the suit of Mr. Tegaton. And she would not say a great many other things, but she did say plainly. Finally, she delivered it as a general result of her observation and experience. And those marriages within and those marriages in which were at least romantically and very little called love, always the happiest, and that she anticipated the great full amount of bliss, or not reckless bliss, but a solid, steady going article, and approaching renitals. She concluded by informing the company that tomorrow was the day she had lived for, expressly, and that when it was over she would desire nothing other than be packed up and disposed of, time gentle place of burial. As these remarks were quite unanswerable, which was the happy property of all remarks that was thankfully wife of the purpose, they changed the current of the conversation on the attention to the beetle and hand pie, cold mutton, the potatoes and the tart. In order that the bell might not be sighted, John Pay Bingle supposed tomorrow the wedding day, and called upon them to drink a bumper to it before he proceeded on his journey. So you might ought to know that he only rested there, and the horse a bait He had to go some 4 or 5 miles so on. I wanted to return in the evening and go for that. I took another rest on its way home. This was the word of the day of all the picnic occasions. I mean, since the institution, there were two peaceful persons present, besides Frank and Bridegroom elect. Meow meow. Who did went on to the hills. One of these was dark, too flushed and composed. To adapt herself to any small occurrence of the mall. The other, Bertha, rose up early, for the rest and left the table. Goodbye, said Don Penny Bingle. I not dread not good. I shall be back at all time. Goodbye, all. Goodbye, John, returned Caleb. He seemed the wrote on to wave his hand in the same unconscious manner. While he stood observing Bertha with a nice wondering face, and not to alter the expression. Goodbye, young Shiva, said the jolly carrier, and kissed the child. The silly, slow boy, now intent upon her knife and fork, had deposited asleep, and strange to say, without damage. The little cot above has furnishing. Goodbye. Time will come, I suppose, when you turn out to call my little friend. I'll leave you a photo. Enjoy fighting next. Trini Hey, who's that? I'm here, John. She said, sorry. Come. Trini Carrier, clapping his hand in hands. Where's the pipe? I quite forgot the pipe, John. Forgot the pipe? What was the one that I ever heard of? She forgot the pipe. I'll fill it directly. It's soon done. But it was not so soon done either. It lay in its usual place. Oh yes, Dreadnought pocket with the little pouch, homework, from which she was used to fill it. But her hand shook so that she entangled it, and yet her hand was small enough to come out easily, I'm sure, and buzzed terribly. The filling up the pipe, like it was little offices, in which I commented her this creation was very done, from the first to last. During the whole process, Tackleton stood looking on magically at how close they. And whenever it met hers, oh God, it could hardly be said to have met another eye. Well, there be a kind of trap to snatch it up. Aggravation, most degree. Why, such a clumsy dog you are this afternoon, said John. I could have done it better myself, I really believe. With these good-natured words, he strode away. Presently was heard, company with Baxter and no horse, no cart. They were lighting music down the road. What time the dreamy Caleb still stood, watching his blind eye with the same expression on his face. Bertha! Caleb softly. What has happened? How changed are you? You are, my darling, in a few hours since this morning. You sang dull all day. What is it? Tell me. Oh, father, father, cried the blind girl, bursting into tears. Oh, my heart beat. Caleb drew his hand and closed his eyes. Well, he answered her. But think of how cheerful and happy you have been, Bertha. How good, how much loved by many people. It strikes me to the heart, dear father, but always so mindful of me, always unkind to me. Caleb was, I must confess, to understand her. To be blind, Bertha, my poor dear, he faltered. It's a great affection. But I have never felt it, cried the blind girl. I have never felt it. In this faithfulness. Never. I have sometimes wished I could see you, could hear him, see him. Only once, dear father. Only for a little minute. That I might know what it is I treasure up. She laid her hands upon her breast and hold to you. That I might be sure. I never die. And sometimes, but then I'm so child. I was in my prayers at night. Something that one angels ascended from my heart to heaven. They might not be the true semblance of yourselves. But never had these feelings long. They have passed away and left me tranquil and contented. And I will again, said Caleb. But father, my good, gentle father, bear with me. If I am wicked, said the blind girl, this is not the sorrowful that so weighs me down. Our father could not choose. Well, that is his eyes overflow. They were so unsympathetic. I did not understand it yet. Be near to me, said Bertha. I cannot hold it close. I said myself, bring her to me, father. She never hesitated and said, May, blame May. I heard the mention of the name. And coming gladly towards her, pressed her on her arm. The blind girl turned immediately, held her by both hands. Look into my face, dear heart, sweetheart, said Bertha. Hey, will you be eyes and tell me the truth is written on it? Dear Bertha, yes. The blind girl still upturning the blankness like in his face. Down with tearful, unseen eyes. Let's turn these words. It is not in my soul a wish or thought. That is not your good, blade me. There is not in my soul a grateful recollection stronger than the deep resemblance which is stored there. Of the many, many times with the full pride of sight and beauty you had consideration for buying Bertha. And we two were children, and when Bertha was at such a style as blindness could be. Every blessing on your head, light upon your happy course. Not the less, my dear May. And she drew towards her in a close gasp. Not the less, my bird. 'Cause today, the knowledge that you are to be his wife has won my heart almost to breaking. Father, May, May, oh, give me that is so for the sake of all he has done to me to vainess my dark life, and for the sake of the belief you have in me when I call heaven to witness that could not wish him to be my eternal life, more worthy than of his goodness. While speaking, she had raised Mayfield's hands, clasped her garments in the attitude of mingled supplication and love. Sinking lower and lower down, she put in a strange confession that she dropped alas at the feet of her friend. I hid her blind face in the folds of her dress. Great Pellar, exclaimed her father, smitten and one blow with the truth. Had I deceived her from the cradle, but to break her heart at last. Was well for all of them that Dot, well, that being useful, busy little Dot, for such she was, whatever faults she had, and forever you may learn to hate her in good time. It was well for all of them. I say that she was there, where or where this would have ended. It was hard to tell, but Dot, recovering her self-possession, interposed for make a reply, or Caleb say another word. Come, dear Bertha, come away with me. Keep her your arm, May. So, how composed she is. You see, Ave, now good it is of her to mind us, said the tearful little woman, kissing her on the forehead. Come away, dear Bertha, come. And here's your grandfather who will come with her, won't you? Caleb, to be sure. Well, she was a noble little Dot in such things. It must have been a great manner that could have withstood her influence. When she had got poor Caleb and his Bertha away, that they might confront and console each other. She knew they could only. She presently came mounting back, the saying is, as fresh as any daisy. I say fresher to mount guard. And with that, rich and lean, little piece of cut wings. And the captain loves to prevent the old creature from making discoveries. So bring me to Hessie's baby Tilly, said she, trying to trace the fire. And while I have it in my lap, wait feeling Tilly will tell me all about the management of babies and put me in 20 points. Where I am as wrong can be, won't you, Miss Fielding? Not even the Welsh giant, according to the popular expression, was so slow as to perform a so surgical operation upon himself. Admiration of a juggling trick achieved my judge and me at breakfast time. Not even Eve felt so half ready to the mayor prepared for him, as old lady did his rifle piffle. The fact of Titan having walked out, and furthermore, of 2 or 3 people having been talking together for 2 minutes, leaving her to her own resources, was quite enough to have it put her on her dignity of the ultimate how damn mysterious.